Greetings, welcome back to the What's New video series for the AtHomeNet Classic Community Website Service. Today we'll be going over the new enhancements that we're releasing for February 2009. First thing we want to do is log in as an administrator on our demo site here. And I'm going to jump back to a feature we added last month, which are these two new tabs in the user profile area called Subscriptions and My Documents. Some communities don't want to use one or the other or both of these new features, so what we've done is added the ability this month to turn these two tabs off or turn either one of them off individually. So if you would like either one of these features turned off on your website, just send an email to support and we'll take care of that for you. The other item while I'm in here is that we've added the ability for the administrator to unsubscribe any of their residents from the email bulletin sent to all. So if you go in to send an email bulletin, one of the options you'll notice is to send an email bulletin to all residents who have an email address. Sometimes you'll get emails back from a resident saying they don't even want to get those. So what you can do is go into their user profile, find them in the address book, go into their user profile, click on subscriptions, and then just turn off this sent to all option, and it will effectively unsubscribe them to any email bulletin sent to all. They will still get email bulletins for groups that they may be subscribed to, or any of the other ways you can send email bulletins. If they qualify, they will get those, but they just won't get the email bulletins sent to all. Speaking of subscribing, I'm going to go to the news feature here and to the message board. And we now are offering, starting this month, the ability for administrators to unsubscribe residents from either the regular message board or the board message board. And you would do that by going to the message board that you want to work on. Click on this, click here to list all message board subscribers, and now you'll notice a new delete X button right next to each name. So if you wanted to remove somebody from subscribing to that message board, you would just click the X. Same thing on the board message board. Scroll to the bottom, click here to see the subscribers and delete them. This could come in handy if you have somebody who used to be on the board and is no longer on the board, and you want to make sure they're no longer subscribed to the board message board. While we're on the board, let's go to the task manager within the board only area, and I'll show you a new feature we've added here, which is within the task manager we now show the number of items within each tab right up here in the tab header, so you can see that there's 9 open tasks, 11 tasks overall. We've done the same functionality if you go to the login requests feature, and we show you in the top of the tabs how many items there are in each given category without you having to click through each tab, find them and count them. Another element we've done for administrators over here in the admin menu, if you go to the address book reports, is we've taken the information that is contained in the custom miscellaneous fields and the administrative information fields. There's 6 fields there total, 4 miscellaneous fields and 2 administrative fields that you can customize for your community. We've taken that information and expanded it out or split it out when you export it or report on it. So if I check both of those 2 options and create an on-screen report, you'll notice that now it's going to have the label for the first field, the value for the first field, the label for the second field, etc., all the way across all 6 of those fields. We used to combine these together, and some of our clients wrote us that they would like us to split that information apart. Next, I'm going to go to the news email bulletins feature and show you a little change we added here. If you go into send an email bulletin, you're probably familiar with the option to check here to send the login and password information along with the email bulletin. We had some communities or clients of ours who wanted to be able to remove that option if the administrator had given other non-administrators the rights to send email bulletins. They didn't want them to be able to also send login and password information. So if you would like to turn that option off, get rid of this option from the screen, you can send an email to support and let us know, and we can turn it off completely, or we can actually turn it off by security level so that you as a security level 1 can still do it, but maybe people at a 10 or a 20 can't see that option to send it. While we are talking about email bulletins, we've added a couple of nice new email bulletin templates this month. I'll go through them real quick. We've added a new newsletter type called the Woodlands theme, and this one's really nice. It's a 3-column newsletter template approach, so you can use that along with the other 2 newsletter themes we have. We've added a couple of more Easter themes out here for this month. And we've added 2 newer ones, a Notes from Management, which if you're a on-site manager or a portfolio manager, you can actually use this template to send out little informational notes in a nice format from the management company. And then finally, we're starting this month, which is called What's New on the Website, or Look What Your Website Can Do Now. Each month, we will take a feature that we're going to highlight that may be of interest to the residents of your community and write a very short, brief little article about that you might want to send to your residents, and go ahead and pre-fill it into this What's New template. So if you go to your website and go to the email bulletins and come down here and pick from the templates and select What's New on the Website, it will pre-fill that article and the template into your email bulletin, and at that point you could just go ahead and send it to all your residents or send it to certain subgroups of your residents. You would probably want to change it up a little bit, put the name of your community in here, maybe a link back to your website, or you can change any of this information you want. But we'll be changing the content of this template every month when we roll out new features to discuss a new feature that your residents might be interested in. Again, it's totally up to you if you want to send it or not. And then finally, the last item I wanted to cover is the settings. We've done a little bit of work here in the settings page. If you've seen some of our past What's New videos, you'll know that we've been adding new features to this page nearly every month for the past 4 or 5 months. And what this does is gives you greater control as an administrator over your website and what options it has and what the defaults are. It was getting a little bit out of control, so we took this screen and reorganized it by feature. So now you'll find all the features relative to, all these settings relative to a given feature grouped together. So these are all the address book settings, these are all the announcement settings, etc. All the way through all of our features, all the way down to the What's New settings. So hopefully that will make it a little bit easier for you to find the setting that you're looking for. We added, I believe, 7 or 8 new settings this month. The first one is right up here in the general category, which is kind of where we've lumped all the settings that aren't relative to a particular feature. This require agreement with the terms to log in the first time. This was a feature we added probably 3 or 4 months ago that lets you require your residents to agree to a terms of service or terms of use page before they're allowed to log into the site. And this lets you turn that feature on and off. If you turn it on, you want to make sure that you go into your feature descriptions over here in administrator settings and edit the login terms page, because whatever's on that page will be what shows up that the residents have to agree to. So let's jump back over to our settings here. We have 4 new settings that we added relative to the login request feature, and those are the require your residents to verify that they are a resident on the login request screen. It's simply a checkbox that says, are you a resident of this community? The automatically match on email address setting, which means that if someone fills out a login request and the system looks in the address book and finds an exact match on the email address that they entered, it won't bother you to go in and approve the login request. It will go ahead and send that person their login and password automatically. So you can turn that feature on and off. And then the other 2 are whether or not you want to ask for the address on the login request screen, and whether or not you want to ask for a unit number or lot number on the login request screen. So those are all options you have. The next 2 are on the email bulletins feature, and we've added the ability for you to directly control whether your email bulletins that you send to all are automatically added as an announcement under the announcement category. And if you have this set to yes, you can control via this next setting how many days those announcements are kept there before they're automatically purged off the website. The default is 30 days, but you can change that to whatever you want. And then our final new setting for this month is under the photo album feature, And it's simply allowing you to control who can add, edit, and delete photo albums. And by default, you'd probably want to keep that below 50, so your residents can't add whole new albums, but maybe they could add pictures, photos to albums. But that's your choice. You can have that set for whatever you want to. Another enhancement we added this month, which will be useful for communities, but particularly useful for association management companies and other businesses that are using our website service, is the ability to customize what they call the meta tags on a page in the modules features. So I'm going to go ahead and go into our modules editing. And a lot of our association management company clients use modules to design most of their public pages, like their services page and their staff pages and things like that. And so what we've done is, for search engine optimization purposes, we've allowed you to go in and customize the meta keywords tag, meta title tag, and meta description tags on each of those pages. And we're going to do a separate video that goes into more detail about why that's important and how you can use that in a more detailed way. But let's just jump in real quick and go ahead and add a new module, and I'll show you how you would adjust those tags. So when I get to the module page, I would normally give it the description and the security levels and the full text of the page. But if we scroll down to the bottom here, we're going to see that under advanced settings, these 3 new entry points. And again, they're the meta title tag, description tag, and keywords tags. These are elements that are kind of behind the scenes back in the browser that you don't necessarily see as a normal web browser user, but search engines see them and pay particular attention to them as they determine what page or what rank a page should have on the search engine results page. So management companies who are trying to get more business and drive more traffic to their website should take advantage of using these tags to focus in on some of the pages of their site, particularly on geographic terms that are relevant to where they're located. So you might put, if you're a management company, you might, for your meta title tag, you might put management company services Atlanta, Georgia, or Atlanta area association management. Things like that. As I said, we'll go into more detail in a separate video on how you would do that, but the important thing here is that we've added these abilities on all 3 of the levels of the modules, both at the module level, the subcategory level, and the item level. You can control these tags on every single page, so that should be pretty important. So that's our new enhancements for the month of February 2009. We hope that you find something useful and helpful in this month's enhancements, and as always, we encourage you to provide your feedback on these enhancements or any other enhancements or bug fixes you'd like us to make to the service. So make sure you email those to support@athomenet.com. I want to thank you for your time today and for your business, and please join us next month to see what's new with AtHomeNet Classic. Thank you very much.